Hey guys, I'm going to do a shave soap comparison today. As you know, I like to focus on soaps that are, a pretty good bargain, but I want to find bargain soaps that, even if it is a little bit more expensive, like over $3 an ounce, that it yields quality shaves over a long period of time. I want to make sure people are getting their money's worth. That's kind of my goal. You want to get your money's worth while getting good performance. And so I kind of focus on a little bit of what a lot of people consider the lower end soaps. And these are two soaps that I haven't used yet, but I'm doing test lathers on them to see what type of lathers I can get. And I'm going to be comparing the lathers of Williams, which is very affordable here in the US, as long as you can find it. I can get it locally for a little over, it's about $1.10 for a puck of 50 grams. And this is something I got recently in a PIF, Godrej, which is called the Williams of India. And it is also 50 grams. I checked the ingredients. The ingredients on Williams is potassium stearate, potassium toluate, potassium cocoate, water, glycerin, fragrance, sodium chloride, titanium dioxide, stearic acid, pentasodium pentate, and tetrasodium etidrondate, and may also contain sodium palm kernelate. And there's the ingredients for that. I don't know if it's going to be backwards or not, because I'm looking at backwards in my camera. Anyway, and the ingredients on the Godrej, there's this little imprinting on the back at the bottom of this little round container. It also has a little drain hole, which is neat if you're going to lather right in the container. But regardless, here's the ingredients for the Godrej: potassium palmate, potassium stearate, potassium cocoate, glycerin, titanium dioxide, perfume. So this does not have tallow in it, the Godrej. Granted, it's an Indian soap, so I wouldn't expect it to have beef tallow in it. So this is a little different formulation. But regardless, I've got them both soaking in salsa bowls, so they're getting a good bloom. This is the Godrej, this is the Williams. I'm going to be lathering them with very similar brushes, so I can kind of cut down on the variation. I've got a wet Sterling Kong and a wet Razor Rock Monster. Both very similar synthetic knots. So we'll see what we can get. I'm going to start with the Williams. I'm going to load it in my palm, and then I'm going to do a palm lather, so that way I can hold it up. You can see. This is, I just got the puck in my palm, loading. I'm going to load it heavily. Try not to press down too hard, but I want to get a decent lather. And then I'll check the slickness on my hand. I can almost always tell now, just from the palm feel, whether or not I'm going to have good slickness in a soap. But granted, this has tallow in it, in addition to a bunch of other good soap ingredients. So we'll see. I want to load it heavy. I want to make sure I can get a good sample, a good idea of what this is going to do. Slick. Okay. Put that up. I'm going to put a little bit of water in a bowl, in one of these salsa bowls, just in case I need it, or I want to dip my tips into the bowl to add a little bit of water. Here's my palm lather. Flinging lather everywhere. This isn't a bad lather after loading it. Plenty off the puck. Pretty slick. Get a little bit more water. It's not bad. It's not bad. Williams. Again, I've never used it, but I can shave with that. Bubbles aren't so bad. I'd have to work it a little bit, I think. I might want to bowl lather this, just to develop the lather, play with it a little bit more, see how much water it can handle. But it's a pretty good lather. I've got lather all over the place. Yeah. It's not bad. Not bad. I'm going to rinse my hand to see what kind of residual slickness I've got. Try to get all visible soap off my hand. Not a really heavy rinse, not a scrubbing rinse, but I'm just going to try to get all the residual lather off my hand to see what it feels like. So, pretty well rinsed. Can you hear that? It is still slick. I rinsed it really well with that warm water, and there's still, I mean, look, it's almost like it's trying to build a lather again in my hand, whatever's residue's there. So the Williams does have some slickness. I don't know why people add stuff to that. It feels plenty slick. Okay, so that's the Williams. I'm pretty happy with that, actually. Get that out. Now I'm going to do the Godrej. I'm going to palm lather this on the other hand. This does have a different scent. It's almost like a more of an industrial scent to it. Not quite sure how I would describe that. Just kind of a very, very typical soap scent, like a bathroom, company bathroom type scent. This is building a lot of lather while I'm trying to load the brush. I mean, look at this. Just, it's got some bubbles, but that's okay. I can work with that. I just want to make sure I get plenty of soap in the brush to build my lather. I think that's okay. Just loading. Jeez. You know, to be honest, I think the Godrej builds a lather quicker than the Williams. I think that's going to be very slick, considering it doesn't have tallow in it. The sacred cow cannot be added to your shave soap. Dip a little. It's not bad. Fully in lather. It builds a lather. Definitely builds a lather. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Not bad. Okay, let's rinse and see what we feel. I'm just going to do a hot water rinse. Just that little bit of load. I know I've got enough for a few passes in that brush. Okay. Like I said, I'm just rinsing it enough so that the visually there's no suds, residual lather left on my hand. And then I'm going to check, because it's that residue that is the slickness. Look at that. Same sound as the Williams. Same feel. I'm surprised it has that same feel. I wouldn't have expected it. I thought the tallow would have made more difference, but it doesn't really feel like it does. Even rubbing in my hand together under the hot water, still quite slick. Huh. So, we've got the Godrej, the Williams of India, and then we've got the new Williams. Ingredients are pretty similar, except the Williams, of course, has tallow. The Williams is a lighter scent. This has much more of a standard soap scent. But the price point is very similar, as long as you can source this to get a good price. I think they said it's roughly 50 cents American, but I mean, look, the pucks practically the same size, practically the same. But yeah, they feel quite similar. I guess at that price point, how much variation are you going to get out of soaps? Really, not that much. But practically the same feel. I mean, they're both. There might be a little bit more. I think the Williams might be slightly more slick, just from the palm feel, because I can tell. I mean, look, see, there's a little bit more residue than the Godrej, just barely. But they're very similar. So, if there was a question, or if you had a question about that, I hope that helps to answer it. If anything, it should encourage you to give them both a try and compare them, and test your own mileage. So, Godrej and Williams aren't all that different. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.